welcome to week 92. Count it, week 92 of Shark Sports Radio. Alongside of me is Bobby. It's yours truly, Mark Loisel Jr., aka Shark, right here in the Ocean State. As always, you can tune in using your Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and or Spotify app. Check us out on YouTube at Shark Sports Radio. Check us out on X at SSR34_, and TikTok at Shark Sports Radio. Play Underdog today. Deposit offer is up to $1,000, and you get a special pick as a new user. So get on it, download the app, play, use the promo code Shark Sports. Bobby and I are going to be breaking down a lot of fun tonight. We're going to get into 5 picks individually that we feel like will win you some cash, right? And that's what matters the most. You want to win. We'll figure out the best way to do that, right? We will volley back and forth as we go through our selection. So I'll go first, Bobby will go second. But to get this show started, we have got to hand out the Underdog Fantasy Football BDE Belt. Bob, the floor is yours. Who do you got?
I don't know how you don't go with Jaden Daniels. 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 90% completion. It wasn't a great week in fantasy, but that was one of the most clutch performances I've seen in a big spotlight from a rookie in a long time. That kid's the real deal. What he did with his legs, he dropped him the ball in dimes on the road against a desperate Bengals team. That was a big win. I'm not opposed to picking the Skins for a little bit of a run here. They can scare some teams. They got Dan Quinn knows how to coach a defense.
Yep.
They've been missing a quarterback for a long time. Looks like they have one.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I think what's impressive, Bob, is the fact that he did it in the clutch. And, Cincinnati's defense is fucking terrible. They
suck. I get it, man. But listen, that's still not an easy environment on the road Monday night, third game of your career. Again, desperate teams. You never want to play a desperate team. No one's going 0-3 and really making a run.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it's the way he did it. It's not like throughout the game he was so dominant that he couldn't be touched.
That's actually what gave me the nod for him. Used the ice water in the veins that guy had.
Yeah,
dropping dimes on the field. He surprised me. I knew he was good in college. I thought he'd be a decent pro. I thought it would take a little while. He's odds-on favorite rookie of the year in my opinion, and I think he's got more upside than a CJ Stroud. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit early, right? But I think what was smart of him is to command the huddle. He came from LSU. He knows how to run that offense, and I think at the end of the day, he has to take the bull by the horns because he's so young, and that's okay. And that's the only way to gain respect. It was 4th and 2, and he's like, "No, coach, let's go for it. Screw that. We're not stepping down, and we're not kicking a field goal. This is too close of a game. Put the ball in my hands, and I will make shit work." And that's exactly what he did. It was kind of like Cam Newton when Cam Newton won MVP. Those type of vibes.
I agree. So I think he throws a better ball than Cam. And
yeah,
I will tell you that's a great way of kind of marking that win up. They went out and they took it. They didn't play conservative.
Right.
That game-winning touchdown right there, that is a clutch throw. That is a big boy throw, and he made it. And I was on the wrong side of that. I had Cincy in a lot of things. So I think it wrecked all the rest of the survivor pools that were left. But
yeah, it helped me out with McLaurin getting that touchdown. But Jamar Chase didn't get a lick of the ball on the final possession with Joe Burrow. He kept dumping it off to Zach Moss and T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, all those, putrid, targets, bad. Jamar Chase was dominant. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns, close to 90 yards receiving. For the BDE belt this week for me, it's Josh Allen. I think that we just have to accept Josh Allen as the top 3 quarterback in this league.
I don't know when he wasn't. So, I mean, they want to get cute with guys like Hurts and everything. Josh Allen he could do everything, and he kind of has to do everything. He doesn't have the best supporting caster on him.
No.
Mahomes did a lot last year. He took a team to a Super Bowl, which I don't think was a great, talented offense. Mark my words, one of the best tight ends of all time. That helps, but he didn't have much in the way of wide receivers. And I mean, Checo's a decent back, but like I said, there's much better offenses out in the league. He's just that good. I feel very similar about Josh Allen, and I called it a couple months ago. As far as Diggs was concerned, these receivers, man, they're just names, they're divas. They don't win anything. They never did.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. So that's addition by subtraction, and you're seeing it now in Buffalo. They just look like a better all-around team.
Yeah, and I think it's like, you speak to that, Bob, right, with the diva situation with the wide receivers. And I think it's prominent to look at when you can spread the ball around, when you're that good, and all you need is wide receivers to get open and at least catch the ball. Like, that shows how good of a player you are. And I actually think spreading the ball around helps immensely more than just dishing out the ball, 10 times a game to Stephon Diggs and hope you win the game. Like, there's a lot of pressure getting the ball to your number one guy, whereas the Bills, they're spread out. Everyone was talking bad about their defense. They're holding strong. But Josh Allen, just to pinpoint Josh Allen, 263 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. And then he had 44 yards rushing.
Yeah,
So,
and it could have been more.
yeah. Didn't he get benched the fourth quarter?
They took him out of the game. I mean, listen, I am. By the way, have you looked at how bad Jacksonville is?
They're bad.
They haven't won a game with Lawrence as the starting quarterback in like I think a calendar year.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like
they won 11.
yeah, it's been a while. I think it's like 8 straight losses. Like they are going backwards. And I kind of liked them at the beginning of the year. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why, but they are not holding true to form. So
Yeah. Doug Peterson's got to be worried about his job.
yeah, I mean we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Uh, Anybody in the market in Miami for one of those quarterbacks?
No, thank you. I will stick with Tyler Huntley, and I think Tyler Huntley is going to be big time. Before we get into the underdog picks, right? We have Thursday Night Football, right? It's got to be the Cowboys tonight versus the Giants, divisional matchup. You're a Cowboys guy. Just wanted to kind of get your insight on what you feel might go down tonight.
Well, for starters, I think this might be the last game Dallas wins in a long time. I also don't know if they're even going to win tonight. Giants got a good D line. Dallas has been struggling with the rookie left tackle in there. I mean, they should win this game. They're a better team, but stranger things have happened. They're on the road. Dak does well against the Giants. Giants have a hard time covering up tight ends. That's been the MO. That could change. I do think Dallas is going to make a stronger effort on defense. They've been getting destroyed the last 2 weeks.
Destroyed, crushed.
Destroyed. I mean, like they're not even. It doesn't even look like they care. Like the wind's out of their sails. They're just, that's what happens when teams run up the middle on you. It's one thing to drop 40 on a team. It's another thing to just not be able to stop a run 8, 9, 10 yards at a time. I think they actually come out and make a stance tonight. The easy play is Singletary over. I don't like that. I think Dallas comes out and stuffs the run. I think they get ahead. I think Giants are forced to throw. They can't. We know what Danny Dimes is capable of. It's not much.
Yep.
Dallas takes it tonight. It's going to be an ugly game, but they'll end up throwing 30 on the board, a 31-13 type of score, a couple late scores. And honestly, pack it in, Cowboy fans, because after that, you might be 2-8. They got 6 games after that. That's a bit of a gauntlet. I can't see them winning majority of them. As a fan, I'm saying that they don't have enough to me unless they make some real changes real fast. And those teams, again, they're all coin flips, but when you got a guy like Dak Prescott, who, in my opinion, isn't a pressure quarterback, and you got a coach who's, again, in my opinion, not a pressure
Terrible.
coach, you're probably going to lose these close games.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas ended up with a very bad record halfway through the year here.
Yeah, and as far as tonight goes, I think they win easily. I don't think the Giants' defense is going to put that big of a fight up. I mean, what did they play? The Browns last week? The Browns got destroyed against Dallas, week 1. So there's not too much to say when it comes to the Giants and what they're capable of doing. And I actually think the Dallas defense actually performs tonight. And the reason why is because I think they're going to focus on stopping the run with Devin Singletary, because Daniel Jones, he can dish the ball out to Malik Neighbors as much as he wants, but he's not going to be a good quarterback. It's just one of those things where he has to accept it. He's going to be an average backup, moving on in his future. It's just it is what it is, right? He's a below poor man's Ryan Tannehill. It's just a fact. And he has to take it. And I understand he's a professional. He's got to go out there and do what he can. But I think this is where, the brakes pump on, the Giants winning, at least, a 2-game winning streak. I think the Dallas Cowboys show up and demolish the Giants time.
I hope so. And if you're a poor man, Tannehill is anything, I don't think you belong near a football field. So,
yep.
I think we've seen enough of that experiment. I think the Giants are on the clock. They're in the top 5. That's where they belong. But again, I don't know how much better Dallas really is. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see it. Like I said, those two lines, maybe the Giants can make some noise up front. And if they shut down CD, really Dallas doesn't have anything else. They have the worst running game in the league. I think I saw some crazy stat where they have like 0 broken tackles through 3 weeks, and they're averaging each guy's averaging like 1 point something yards a carry. It's just been really ugly running the ball for them.
Yeah. Oh, it's been gross. It's been absolutely atrocious.
Well, listen, they don't want to win. I mean, Jerry Jones does not want to win. It's obvious. It's apparent. Like, if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. You're not a brilliant person. Matter of fact, you're quite dumb. Listen, Derrick Henry's sitting out there, and you go and you re-sign Zeke Elliott at the end of his career. He's been washed up for 3. We're talking a couple $1 million here. You have $24 million in cap space at the time. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah, that should have never happened.
You want to get media attention. You want to listen. These guys make money on a lot of things. Winning is not on the top of their priority. It's pretty obvious,
right?
And I think a lot of Cowboy fans are getting sick of it. I actually kind of hope they fucking stop supporting this guy and this team. So nothing against the players, but time for a change.
No, I think it's time for a change, and I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to the impact of this season. It's the fact that they have 0 running game. And you got to throw the ball, 30 to 40 times a game in order to win a football game. And at the same time, it's kryptonite because you're losing against a team like Baltimore who runs the ball down your throat. And if you can't handle that, if you can't find a running back to fulfill that need instead of aging Zeke Elliott and Rico Dowdle, sorry.
And this is what gives these fake fans false hope. They're getting destroyed again for the 2nd week in a row at home, and you have some half-ass shit comeback. And I mean that, half-ass shit comeback. It still wasn't even pretty or smooth.
No.
And you still and then they just gives these people hope. Oh, Dak did this. He led the league in passing yards. Who gives a fuck? He stinks.
Yeah.
He stinks. And I don't mean he stinks statistically. I don't mean he can't throw a ball. I mean he can't win. He's not in the top 10. I don't care what you say. I've seen enough of the guy. He's a nice quarterback. He's a decent guy. I could beat the drum of this all day with him. I'm all set.
No, I totally understand. Moving on.